Because I'm pretty tall for my weight, I rarely actually get to fight people taller than me. But on the few occasions that I have, I've always won, and I always find it much easier to fight someone taller. I don't know whether people can, agree with me on that. Maybe I've just got lucky, maybe not. But this video, I'm going to explain how I go about beating someone that's taller than me. We're going to go into the tactics, the sort of ring craft, the positioning you want to be in, the things you want to exploit about a tall person, how you go about beating them, and a bunch of other useful things that you need to know when fighting someone taller than you. If someone's tall, then I can pretty much guarantee all they've been taught to do is use their jab, long range shots, maybe swinging some hooks and some bolo uppercuts, and just use their feet, move around, keep them at long range. And when someone gets close, just tie them up in a clinch. If someone's tall, that's basically what they generally get taught. So those are going to be their strengths. Those are going to be the things that they focus on the most, which means you need to take those things away. Now, a tall person is going to try and maintain range because their advantage comes from you being at the edge of their or at their long range. All right, so their long range is probably just slightly longer than yours is, which means you have to step in a little bit further to be able to reach them, catch them with your own punches than they do. They just have to sit back there and use the straight shots so they can't get in. And to keep you at that longer range, they're going to use their lead hand. All right, they're going to use their lead hand to either pull, touch your gloves, blind you. Just maintain that distance. If you step in, they'll stick their hand out and step out, for example. And they're also going to be using the jab, lots of feints. They're going to be moving this lead hand all around your face all the time. It gets really annoying. However, if you know how to deal with it, then you can actually use that against them. Now, the first thing I look out for when I've got a taller person in front of me is how do they jab? All right, if they jab like this, I'm laughing because as soon as they push in with their jab, it's basically just like a free shot. Anyone who's got some pretty good boxing experience knows if you've got someone taller than you throwing a jab at you, you can just swing that rear hand over the top of it as you slip inside, and it's pretty much guaranteed to land, especially if they're like this. If they're pushing off this back foot. This is also a great video for tall people. Okay, don't do this. Don't do this. All right, I stopped my last opponent he was probably like 6'7", 6'8". He was mega tall, but I was watching him warm up and I saw him on the pads and I was literally watching him jab. And every time he jabbed, I was like, that's a free right hand. That's a free right hand. And every time he came in, as soon as he'd throw a 1-2, as soon as he throw the jab, I caught him with the left hook. As soon as he went to throw the right, I swung my right over the top. And it landed every time, landed 3 times, and I stopped him, right, because of this exact tactic. Right, take away their jab. If their jab isn't, if their jab's like this, all right, where their weight's back and they're flicking out from long range, you're pretty stuffed. Now you've really got to press them, close the range, and get on the inside. All right, but if they're stepping forward, they're pushing in with their jab, then just wait for them to do it and then just swing the hooks over the top. Time them, take their jab away. As soon as their jab's taken away from them, if you haven't already caught them clean on the knuckles, then that's where you can pressure them back, because they're not keeping you away with that jab. You're taking it away every time. They know they can't throw it, and then you can just push them back to the ropes and get close range. But what if their jab's pretty good and you just can't get past it? Well, the best way to do this, I've found, is literally just go forwards. All right, cut off the ring, go in the center, put your back foot in the center. Wherever they move, just pivot round, face them, and slowly get closer until you're backing them up. They might be landing shots on you, but the reality is they might have to land, you might have to take like 1 or 2 punches to be able to land, like 5 or 6. All right, if you can do that, then obviously you're gonna win on points. Obviously you're gonna do better in your spar. You might have to take a couple jabs to be able to get inside, and then work your shorter range punches. Now, the number one mistake I see people make when they get on the inside with someone who's taller is then they just step out of range again. So you just did all that hard work to get them in a position where you could get close to them, and then you just stepped out, and now you've got to do all that hard work to get back in again. So once you get into range, once you've eaten maybe a couple punches, try not to. I'm not saying you should. I'm saying you should move your head on the way in as you're coming in like this, then get on the inside, and then you want to work. First thing you want to do is go to the body. Okay, so a good example of this is if they've got that lead hand out there trying to keep you away and you've backed them up to the ropes, just slip inside it and throw a couple hooks to the body, all right? Then come upstairs and just switch between head and body, all right? You can go under, in between, and then just start stringing these combinations together and stay there on the inside. You don't want to let them off. They step to the side, you step to the side, all right? They try and tangle you up, you just move around them. If they try to come forwards and you got them on the ropes, just don't let them. Just push them back, lean on them, and then just keep working to the body. Your advantage is you being close, so don't let that advantage become a disadvantage by just moving back out of range. If you're in the center of the ring and they're coming forwards a lot, if you can't catch them with these overhands over the top, then the best thing you can do is take an angle. So if they come towards you, take an angle, and then automatically you're close to them, right? And they've got to then turn around and try face you and try be at long range again. Okay, so you can step into them, but step off to the side so you're over here, and now you can work for that split second. You can push them back onto the ropes again. So there's a few things you can do. I made a video on how to increase your punch volume. I think it would be super useful for you to go watch if you're a shorter fighter and you're trying to pressure a long range guy and they're just not letting you in. Then those combination punches, once you get to the inside, maybe you've taken a couple of shots, super useful to learn. So go watch that video. Should be linked on screen now, and I'll see you there.